Nous diffusons en ce moment
a comprehensive picture of this.
Our new electronic media, you push a button and the world's yours. Everywhere is now our own neighborhood. Not only is the world getting smaller, it's becoming more available and more familiar.
Push a button and the world is yours. That prediction was made in 1967, nearly 45 years ago. Nothing could be truer today. Turn on your television, your radio, open your cell phone, your smartphone or your tablet. Surf the web from anywhere, anytime. Connect with your friends in your favorite social network. At the touch of a button, the world opens up to everyone, every way. What does that all mean for us, for CBC Radio-Canada? We serve the second largest country in the world and one of the most diverse. Just in those two statements, the challenges are many. Add to that technology, shifts in demography, more powerful integrated media empires, mushrooming social networks. Everything done instantaneously and demand for even greater speed. We see the changes. We find ourselves actually in the middle of them by virtue of what we do. And we are changing. For us, the way forward will be less about reacting to this environment than it will be about seizing the tremendous opportunity we have before us to truly change the relationship we have with Canadians on a national, community, and personal level. So, how do we do it? Everyone, every way is about answering those questions. It's our roadmap to the future. It ties CBC and Radio-Canada together around one clear set of priorities. Yet, it acknowledges that the execution of the strategy needs to be tailored to their respective markets. It recognizes that we can't be all things to all people, but it's also premised on the notion that we can and we should mean something very special to every Canadian. Whether it's connecting them to this country, to their communities, or to each other as people with their own realities and interests. This change in us is for and about Canadians. It begins with a clearer vision, one that's rooted in our mandate, in our competitive environment, and in what Canadians have said they want and need from us. What do we aspire to be? Democracy and culture have always been at the heart of our mission. We express culture every day. We enrich democratic life. And over the next 5 years, we want to be known as the leader in doing both on behalf of Canadians. 4 guiding principles will flow from that vision and lead us in that direction. It will all start with the creation of content for, by, and about Canadians. Content that also reflects our diversity and contributes to a shared identity. Content that then takes into account our audience's preferences and changing media habits. And doing all of this in a way that is much smarter, modern, and sustainable. This is the basis on which our strategy is built and the criteria against which we will measure our success by service and genre twice a year. Flowing from our vision, our strategy has 3 main thrusts. Canadians can expect more from their national public broadcaster in terms of the national spaces that reflect the Canadian experience, the regional spaces that knit communities together, and the digital spaces where they can engage in the public debate in their own personalized way. Let's look at how.
National and international news. We will complete news renewal in both English and French services. We will offer a complete news experience across all platforms at all times, and we will enrich it through greater interaction, engaging Canadians in our content. Current affairs. We will continue to deliver award-winning programming and extend our leadership to digital. Documentaries. We will continue to produce high-impact Canadian documentaries. CBC and Radio-Canada will continue to collaborate closely with one another to play an active role in democratic discourse. Dramas. This is one genre in which our strategy will vary significantly by linguistic market. CBC will continue its push to establish strong Canadian franchises. We will continue to build and sustain a vibrant star system. We will also increase hours of homegrown entertainment programs and reduce our reliance on American strips. Radio-Canada will ensure the availability of high-caliber dramas in the French language market. We will support the production of original dramas for the web. We will build on the success of models like Tout.tv as premier on-demand destinations. Music. We will transition to a comprehensive multi-platform presence in music to better promote and showcase Canadian talent. Sports. Much like for drama, this is another genre for which our strategy will vary by market. CBC will reaffirm its commitment to Canadian sports and Canadian athletes in this new world of multi-platform through improved economics, strong revenues, and partnership opportunities. Radio-Canada will focus on multi-platform potential to establish leadership in sports news. Kids programming. We will explore new opportunities in specialty and online. Signature events. A new commitment to signature events is the most compelling change for the future. Both CBC and Radio-Canada will commit to producing and airing at least 10 signature events per year, events that bring Canadians together in large numbers.
Our network programming strategy is about ensuring that we will, without a doubt, be the home of high-quality content that expresses and enriches the Canadian experience from coast to coast to coast. The second thrust of our strategy, and one I've truly believed in since day one, is the regional piece. For different reasons, we haven't always been everywhere we needed to be, or able to do everything we needed to do. We will reverse that trend. Let's have a look at how we're going to do it.
We will become, by way of multimedia services, a leader in all the markets we serve. We will expand service in select underserved markets to address gaps in coverage. We will adjust across markets with new delivery models. Radio-Canada will enhance its presence in regional life, reinforcing French-speaking communities outside Quebec, ensuring a diversity of voices and opinions in Quebec, and reflecting cultures and minorities across all platforms and across the country. CBC will continue to expand regional programming genres beyond news and reflect local communities. And we will pursue new partnerships to enhance both our reach and our impact. While execution will vary by market and between English and French services, the strategy commits us to launching new stations, primarily radio, expanding others, and changing the way we deliver our services in some. We will introduce new local websites and services, new formats on radio, and increased regional news on television during the day in certain English markets. We will experiment with new hyper-local web and mobile services tailored to specific neighborhoods, for example, the million or so people who live on the South Shore of Montreal. And we will look at how we can better serve the 95% of the 1.5 million First Nations people who live below the 60th parallel.
An expanded regional footprint and a robust multimedia presence in the regions. That's our commitment, so that the national public broadcaster can strengthen its presence in the regions of Canada. This brings us to the third thrust of our strategy, platforms. New digital platforms, including social networks, are surging and have made huge inroads in recent years. When it comes to new platforms, we can't only be a source of content. We have to be more than that. We have to be leaders in getting it to Canadians where, when, and how they want it. Tout.tv is a great beginning for what we mean by that. Let's take a closer look.
Over the next 5 years, we will strengthen the competitive position of our existing multi-platform offering. We will judiciously expand our specialty channel offering. For example, Radio-Canada will launch a new specialty channel devoted to health, science, nature, and the environment. And CBC will look at specialty options for kids, sports, and A&E. We will experiment with new platforms and new ways of doing things to better engage with Canadians and allow them to personalize their experience of our content. We will increase development of original online content. We will use social media to engage with our audiences on a personal level and drive them to our content. We will aggressively pursue new partnerships. And, most significantly, We will double our current level of digital investment to at least 5% of our media budgets by 2015.
Clearly, if we want to be the leader in expressing culture and enriching democratic lives, we need to be at the forefront of digital media. We need to partner with other players wherever we can to lever our brand, our platforms, and our content. That sums up where we're going. And we will get there, mark my words. By 2015, we will be more financially flexible and agile to fund the core elements that will translate this strategy into action. As a corporation, we will have to adjust our size to the ways in which we deliver our services. Everyone, every way. Commits us to balancing the overall 5-year plan and enhancing the level of service we provide without abandoning our existing audiences. It also commits us to pursuing revenue growth initiatives, significant cost improvements, resource redirections, and to poring over our existing assets to extract as much value as we can. Let me close on how our people will be affected by all of this. People will still always be my number one priority. Without our people, this will not happen. So, we need to position CBC Radio-Canada as a rewarding, progressive, and diverse workplace that builds professional teams of innovative and highly skilled people that are dedicated to accomplishing our vision for the future. We will develop and sustain a leadership climate that encourages collaboration, decisiveness, and trust while recognizing risk-taking and inviting accountability. To accomplish all of this, we need to push down decision-making in the organization to employees and managers. We need to distribute leadership, empower our people, and delegate more. Our people will need to deal with the challenge of change, to know what to keep and what to leave behind so that we can invest, adopt, and adjust as quickly as the other media companies around us. Everyone, every way, is our promise to this country and to its people, and it's the measure by which we want to be judged. And we will judge ourselves along the way by monitoring and reporting on our performance twice a year so that every Canadian may hold us to account. If we get it right, we will deepen our relationship with Canadians. We will be the publicly owned, publicly minded space where Canadians can meet and exchange with each other, their communities, their country. And they will come to know CBC Radio-Canada as the leader in expressing culture and enriching democratic life on their behalf. We have a tremendous opportunity before us, and now is the time to seize that opportunity and push forward. That is our commitment.